The beginning was not light, but the shadow of destitution. This was Africa, the boundless yet merciless savanna, ruled only by the great drought. It was not a place of lush life, but an endless graveyard, the land of dry bones. The sky held no rain, the earth was cracked like desiccated skin, and hundreds of animal skeletons, the remains of fallen elephants, rhinos, and antelopes, were piled up, forming silent stone mounds of death. In this era, survival was not a glorious hunt, but a desperate, perennial struggle for the most rotten remnants. This is the story of our earliest people. They were not mighty hunting gods, but thin, dark-skinned scavengers, their bodies covered in scars, the wounds of thousands of narrow escapes. Every sunrise was a confrontation with passive fate, waiting for the stronger predators to feast, then rushing in to claim the last scraps of meat and sinew. They faced the brutal hyenas, the professional carrion eaters, and the cunning wolves, the persistent thieves of prey. Amidst the suffocating atmosphere of absolute competition, the man known as the Scavenger and his companions lived in constant anxiety. The growl of a predator was not just a threat, it was the dominant sound of the food chain. Physical strength meant nothing. Their hearts constantly pounded with fear of bared teeth, and hunger always lurked, deeper than any burial pit. The turning point did not come from a violent confrontation, but from a quiet moment of intellect. The Scavenger, amidst the decaying bones, saw something the others did not. Bone was not merely ruin, it was potential raw material. His discovery of the gigantic elephant bone was not just finding marrow, but finding a promise, the promise of the tool. This was the liberation through intellect. Instead of only using bare hands or crude stones to smash, the Scavenger learned to break structure. He used a heavy rock to forcefully chip the bone, creating sharp, pointed, and elongated fragments. Each strike was not just the creation of a tool, but a reformation of his relationship with the world. Crack. Ch-ch-ch. The sound of stone striking bone echoed across the savanna. It was the first sound of civilization. From the relics of death, he forged survival tools. 1. The bone spearhead, a weapon for defense and distance attack. 2. The flaking stone, a hammer used to create finer stone tools, like axes, from minerals such as obsidian. 3. The hide pouch, a symbol of the ability to store knowledge and prepare for the future. The Scavenger's confidence surged dramatically and visibly. His thin, scarred face shifted from anxiety and scrutiny to a challenging stance, a stance of mastery. He no longer had to fight fairly, he fought intelligently. The new status of humanity was asserted through action. They were no longer chased by wolves and hyenas, they actively attacked. In the fateful confrontation with the wolf, the Scavenger did not rely on brute force. He used the sharp bone spearhead as an extended arm of will. The moment he delivered the final blow to the wolf with his bone tool was not just a kill, but the shattering of the established hierarchy of the food chain. Draping the wolf's hide over his shoulder, the Scavenger and his team had transitioned from passive prey to active hunters. This was the physical proof of intellect's superiority over instinct. The core message was firmly established. Intelligence and tools of labor are not merely means of survival, but the source of humanity's power and superior position in the food chain. From individual liberation, the Scavenger crafting tools, to social development, the builders and the craftsmen constructing, early humans learned that cooperation is the ultimate tool. Concluding the saga, the battle-scrap people no longer searched for scraps on the bone field. They proudly carried the carcass of the antelope they had hunted, striding confidently across the savanna. They were no longer the ones who fled, but the ones who shaped their world, opening a new epic, the epic of the building man. Look where we have come from. This place, it was once the end, the cursed land of bone and scorched grass. Every step was a prayer, every breath a defiance. We did not hunt, we only scavenged. We were shadows, surviving on what the stronger ones left behind. My eyes saw, my hand grasped. I saw the greed of the wolf, the ferocity of the hyena. They fought for the last shreds of meat, and we, the children of stone, only dared to peek from afar. We were chased. We ran. They sneered, they tore, their teeth were sharp as knives. But my mind is sharper. I looked at the bone, not as ruin, but as promise. This is where we stop bending our backs, stop gathering scraps. I looked at the gigantic elephant bone. My blood boiled, not with fear, but with craving. Separated, I yelled. Whew, whew. Every strike, every chip. Crack, crack. Shh, shh. Stone births fire. Fire births sharpness. I do not use claws. I use the tool. The tool is my long claw. The tool is my second fang. It is not only about killing. It is about nourishment. The marrow, the hidden life source. We knot, we tie. Connection makes strength. Look at this skin pouch. It carries ideas, fragments of the future. We carry intellect. Our enemies only carry hunger. We faced the wolf. Row. The wolf is no longer stronger because the wolf has no will to build. Crack. Their heads shattered. Their blood stained my bone blade. Their skin, now my cloak. This is the sign. We have overcome. We are not prey. We are the takers of life. I threw stone. I threw bone. Cock, cock. I showed them that intellect cannot be bitten. I threw from above. I ambushed from below. Sure, hang, how, shh. We have reclaimed the resource. We have reclaimed the honor. The victory is not of one man. It is of all. Together, together. After the victory comes the building. We cannot live under the open sky. We need boundaries. We need shared strength. Stone makes the foundation. Wood makes the bones. Rope makes the sinew. The builder, my brother, is patient. The builder, die. The craftsman, my brother, is meticulous. The craftsman, weave, clay. The thick red mud wall, like my dried blood. Flash, it dries hard, harder than animal hide. We dig deep into Mother Earth. Ho, ho, ho. We bake the wood in the fire. Fire is a friend. Fire is a god. Fire turns the lesser thing into the main thing. The tree trunk burns, but the heart of the wood remains. It does not rot. It becomes resilient, like us, burned by the fire of life, but made strong. But the primal enemy still lurks, the Sabertooth. The Sabertooth, grr, owl. Its tooth is longer than my spear. Its claw is sharper than my axe, but it cannot climb. It does not understand structure. We fight from above. Throw stone, throw fire. The progenitor, down, down. We turn its strength into stupidity. We built this fortress. This house is not made of mere trees. It is made of my will. After the fight, we wash our hands, not for cleanliness, but for the cleansing of consciousness. Water washes away the mud. Fire washes away the anger. We need help to build. Now I stand at the peak. That is where I came from. This is where I rest my feet. I no longer run. I no longer scavenge. I hunt. Thrum, thrum, thrum. We chop the tree, not for fire, but for making. This tree will become planks, pillars, roofs for my children. Strength is not in the muscle, but in the rope that is tied tight, in the stone that is chipped carefully. In my vision, from now on we are the shapers, the progenitors.